My daughter Jenna had just moved back home after graduating college. At 24, she had her teaching certification, years of volunteer work under her belt, and a brand new job at a local driving school. She was living proof that confidence and skill didn't need to come with an ego. But one person in our quiet suburban neighborhood didn't get that memo. Karen. Now, if you've ever lived in an HOA-governed neighborhood, you know the type. Karen's house was directly across from ours. White picket fence, plastic flamingos, and a permanent scowl that screamed, "I monitor property lines for fun." Jenna had only been living with me again for a week when the first incident happened. She came home in her little blue Honda Civic and pulled into the driveway, perfectly centered, wheels straight, not touching the sidewalk. A textbook job, as always. But just as she got out of the car, Karen walked over with her arms crossed, lips pursed like she'd just swallowed vinegar. "That was a bit close to the edge, don't you think?" she called out. Jenna blinked, confused. I think it's fine." Karen scoffed. "I teach my kids to park better than that. And they're 10. Maybe take a lesson or two." Jenna just smiled politely and walked inside, brushing it off. She didn't like conflict, but when she told me what happened, I was fuming. "She seriously said that?" I asked. Jenna nodded. "It's okay. She doesn't know who I am. I'm used to this kind of thing." I knew that tone. Jenna was brushing it off because she didn't want to stir the pot, but the pot was already simmering. The next few days, it escalated. Karen began observing Jenna every time she parked, arms folded, standing at her curb, muttering things like, "Still crooked," or "Shame, really," under her breath. Then came the real kicker. Karen emailed the HOA. She claimed Jenna was repeatedly parking unsafely and driving recklessly in the neighborhood, which, of course, was completely fabricated. But HOA policy meant they had to investigate, so we received a friendly but formal notice asking us to be mindful of parking practices. That was the last straw. The next morning, Jenna printed out a few things: her driving instructor certification, her clean DMV record, and a letter from her employer stating she not only teaches parking maneuvers, but trains new instructors on how to grade them. She walked across the street and rang Karen's doorbell. I watched from the porch, sipping coffee. Karen opened the door with that usual tight-lipped look, already annoyed. "Hi," Jenna said sweetly. "I just wanted to bring you these." She handed Karen the papers. "Since you're so concerned about my parking, I figured you'd like to know I'm a certified driving instructor. I teach this for a living." Karen's eyes scanned the documents, and for the first time she was speechless. "Oh, and one more thing," Jenna added with a smile. "You might want to be careful about filing false reports. The HOA takes slander pretty seriously." Without waiting for a response, she turned and walked back across the street, calm as ever. From that day on, Karen never said a word about Jenna's driving again. No more muttering, no more glares. She even started parking better herself, we suspect out of sheer embarrassment. As for Jenna, she continued teaching teens and adults how to parallel park, merge, and navigate tight corners with ease. And every time she pulled into our driveway, I couldn't help but grin at how perfect her car lined up. It's funny how people love to judge others, until they realize they're dealing with an expert.